Well, when picking what to eat, many people are considering more than just the taste. They're often looking at the nutrition, the impact on the environment, and the welfare of animals.
And they're driving local researchers to challenge our current food system. In tonight's Boston Next, some surprising things you might find on your dinner plate in the decades to come. You don't usually think of pastries as high-tech, but at Jonquil's Cafe on Newbury Street, that's just what you'll get. Delicate cakes and mousse formed into futuristic-looking shapes using a 3D printer. The flavors are very subtle.
Absolutely.
Even your cup of tea is a piece of performance art.
There's a giant dandelion in my drink.
The international designers behind these culinary creations want to change dessert into an experience. But Natalie Rubio's looking for a much bigger change.
This species, as you can see, is very muscly and fatty, which makes us think that it might be a good species to grow meat from.
This Tufts University doctoral candidate is working on growing stem cells from this tobacco hornworm caterpillar to make into tissue that can be made into meat or a seafood substitute. Natalie's motivation comes from concern about the treatment of animals and for the environment. Cows produce methane, a greenhouse gas, that according to the EPA is 25 times more powerful than CO2 in trapping heat in the atmosphere. It also requires 150 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of beef. Choosing shrimp isn't necessarily a better option.
The supply chain for shrimp has terrible environmental impact.
That's why Taunton native Mary McGovern's working on this. It's a plant-based product that looks and tastes like shrimp.
Delicious.
McGovern's company, New Wave Foods, has been taste testing their product, and they're close to bringing it to market. What's inside is a bit of a trade secret.
We can tell you that there is seaweed in it, and we can tell you that all of our ingredients are sustainable.
In addition to cutting down on the carbon and pollution created by shrimp farms, the plant-based shrimp is lower in calories and has no cholesterol.
And there are no allergens. So anybody with a shellfish allergen, this is a great option.
We can really start to think outside the box when it comes to culinary science and try things that we never would have thought to eat before.
Wow. Did you notice at the Golden Globes the other night they mentioned that it was a plant-based meal at the dinner? I think this is definitely the wave of the future. Food of the future may also be tailored to the individual, and there are companies that are already offering DNA tests, and they will recommend nutrition plans based on a person's specific needs.
I took one of these and they said French fries all the time. You can just eat French fry upon French fry.
And back to the cafe we showed you right at the beginning of the piece with those unusual pastries.
You said that's on Newbury Street?
Really amazing. Jonquil's Cafe on Newbury Street. They are works of art and absolutely beautiful.
It does seem this is the future, that if we don't want to keep producing this carbon and we can have something that's going to be created in a lab and say, oh, eventually, I think we're going to end up going that way.
And, you know, we'll get into bugs some other time. They're a great source of protein.
Some other time. We have much more still ahead.